All right, guys, today we are cooking some goulash. This is my daughter's favorite meal. We're going to be making some easy, tasty, delicious goulash and some easy garlic bread. Guys, if you see this Italian bread on sale or on clearance at Walmart, grab it because you can throw it in your freezer and it lasts for months. I also have some ground turkey. That was brown sugar I touched. A bell pepper, an onion, some accent seasoning is what I'm getting ready to grab. And then I have some paprika. We have some garlic. We have some onion powder. We have some basil. And we have some parsley, black pepper, adobo, and a jar of traditional spaghetti sauce from Aldi's. And we have some elbows that I buy from Dollar Tree, which is the best buy. So we're going to start off with boiling our water. And in my water, I have some olive oil and I have some dashes of kosher salt that I get from the Dollar Tree. Now, in this pot, I put the olive oil to ensure that the noodles won't stick. And I also put the salt to give the noodles some flavor. So that way you just don't have a bland noodle. So those are the reasonings for the salt and the olive oil. To make sure your pasta doesn't stick and to make sure they have flavor. So my daughter, as I'm pouring, is like, "Mommy, are you going to make a big pot?" And I wasn't intending to. But she kept saying she really wanted this and missed it. So I'm going to end up using majority of those elbows. So I'm going to get that going, and it's already been boiling. So that's the best way to throw your pasta in, is once it's already started boiling, and you just keep giving it a stir and keep an eye on it. Then we're going to move on to the next step. So this is the pasta that I get from Dollar Tree, and it is £1.50 pound for $1. You cannot beat that. I found that this is the best place to buy your elbows for cheap, even cheaper than Aldi's. So now that the pasta has been boiling, what you want to do is make sure it's al dente. That means with an elbow, if you press down on it, it pop back. That means it's perfect. Why? Because you don't want it to get into the actual goulash with the sauce and then get really soft and mushy inside the goulash, because it's going to cook a little bit more. So you don't want to fully cook it in the water. So let's move on. I love this gadget, guys. I did a review on this. This was something my mom surprised me with because she knows I love to cook. So I basically not mince, but a little fine chop on my onions. And then I wanted my bell peppers to be a little bit chunkier. So I just decided to chop them with my actual knife, which I think I could have used my chopper as well, but I didn't do it. So I have my Shady Brook turkey, which is ground turkey from Walmart. And I'm going to rinse that off. And then we're going to get started and move on to the next step, is starting to cook this goulash. So let's go, guys. All right, so you have medium heat, and then you're going to break up your ground turkey, and then we're going to add all of the seasonings, guys. I'm putting about ½ teaspoon of each seasoning. Not half a teaspoon, I'm sorry, about ¼ teaspoon. And with the paprika, it's about ½ teaspoon, and adobo, it's about ½ teaspoon, and black pepper is about ½ teaspoon. So everything is going in except for the basil and the parsley. And then after we get that well incorporated, we add the onions and we add the peppers, and we're going to mix that all up together. And then we're going to let that brown, and we'll be back after that brown. All right, guys, so at this point, your pasta needs to be drained, and you want to get all the water out of it. And your ground turkey is ready to incorporate into the pasta. And once you incorporate that into the pasta, it is time to add the other ingredients. So yeah, see how nice and brown that is? I'm going to take a ½ teaspoon of chopped garlic, and I'm going to take my traditional spaghetti sauce, and I'm going to throw that in there. But because I'm making a bigger batch, I'm going to end up using more sauce. But to get the goodies out of the jar, I'm going to use a little bit of broth instead of water to give it more flavor. Shake that on up, and then we're going to pour that right into the pan. I'm going to give it a little stir just to see if 1 jar is enough. If not, we're going to add more. I added about a good teaspoon of parsley and about a good ½ teaspoon of basil. And now this is when I put my brown sugar into it and just stir it up. And it doesn't look like it has enough sauce, so that's when I'm going to be adding a little more sauce. Remember, guys, this is a bigger pot than I intended to cook, so we're going to add a little bit more sauce to this. And that's going to be about a good half of jar. So altogether, a jar and a half of the actual spaghetti sauce. Now, once you get that well incorporated, you are going to basically put the lid on it. But guys, look how this stuff looks. And this is not even done. So we're going to put the lid on it and we're going to let that cook a little bit longer. So here you have me just adding a little bit more adobo, garlic. I'm basically adding a little bit of everything. But remember the measurements I gave you guys. Stick with that. We love flavor over here. If you don't like a lot of flavor, you don't have to add the extra. But I like to mix and taste until I get it just how I want it. So at this point, it is time to let it just marinate in those sauces, and we're going to move on to getting this garlic bread done, guys. All right, guys, so we're going to get our 53-cent loaf of Italian bread ready, and all we're going to be using is olive oil, butter, garlic, basil, parsley, and some kosher salt. And we have some crushed garlic, and we have a little brush that I got from Dollar Tree that I'm so in love with. It is like the bomb. I've had it for years, and guys, you can go grab you one. It's good for putting sauce on things and doing what I'm doing, like slathering butter or any juicy little item you need to put onto some food, like marinades and stuff like that. So I'm going to be cutting my bread at like nice 1-inch thick, like a Texas toast thickness, and we're going to put the rest back in the freezer. So I have a tablespoon of butter. I got about a good tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to put the half a teaspoon of garlic, and we're going to put some garlic powder, basil, and we're going to put some parsley. And this is kind of like it's kind of what you want. Whatever you like more on your garlic bread, do it that way. So we're going to pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. And that is it, guys. After it comes out of the microwave, you mix it up really well, and you are going to slather it on this bread. I like to make sure I put parchment paper down just in case, so my toast is not sticking or anything like that. And it's easy cleanup when it's time to do those dishes. So yeah, you're just going to slather the butter and the olive oil seasoning mix all over your garlic bread, and that is it. It is not that difficult. Something very simple. And sometimes I just like to make this just to eat by itself. It is so tasty. You can also add cheese to it. We do it so many different ways. So now we're going to pop it in the oven on 350. And you want to take it out when you feel it's ready for you. Some people like it just a little crisp. Some people like it golden. It's up to you. But let's check out this pasta. This pasta is done, guys. It is done. Do you see how tasty that looks? Do you see how the pasta has got all the sauce incorporated and marinated into it? Guys, this dish is so simple. It's a great, easy dish that you can make, and it can last at least 2 to 3 days if you make a huge pot of it, depending on the size of your family. So the pasta is done, and guess what? Let's take this garlic bread out of the oven. Guys, so simple. The meal is done. The meal is done, but I got to plate it, and I want you to hear how crispy this bread sounds, and it tastes even better. Check this out, guys. All right, guys, do you see, and can you hear? Oh my gosh, so tasty. Yes, amazingly good. But guys, it's time to plate it, and here it is. I'm going to put some fresh shredded Monterey Jack on it. And guys, once you mix this up on that hot pasta, it is so freaking good. It melts. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you share them. Make sure you thumbs up. Please, thumbs up, thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, thanks for joining me. I hope you are enjoying all the content I am sharing, and welcome to my family. Guys, I will see you in the next video. Later, Gators. If you were looking for your girl on social media, this is where I am at CPR for the Body. But hey, before you go, check out these great videos I have lined up.